Zalgo.
Zalgo doesn't kill you. He corrodes you. Born from the chaotic whispers of the internet's shadow lore, Zalgo represents a new evolution of cosmic horror, a force of digital corruption that infects meaning itself. When Zalgo enters a space, reality frays. Text becomes broken, symbols turn to gibberish, and sanity dissolves in a tide of black static. Unlike monsters of flesh, Zalgo operates like a virus of the mind. He spreads through sight, thought, language. A name muttered online, a glitched phrase, a chant that you didn't mean to finish. His presence is marked by decay of coherence, of structure, of form. Black ooze, warped faces, the feeling that something is watching you through your own reflection. His followers do not scream. They chant. They laugh. They spread him like rot beneath wallpaper. What makes Zalgo terrifying isn't his face, it's that he doesn't need one. He is chaos wearing 1,000 skins. He can't be killed, explained, or resisted. Because Zalgo is not a being. He is the moment when structure collapses and meaning dies. The Empty Man. The Empty Man begins like a thriller, but slowly unravels into something far more disturbing, a meditation on the nature of consciousness itself. It suggests that our minds are not centers of self-awareness, but antennas, tuned to receive a signal that we mistake for identity. What begins with an urban legend, blow into a bottle and he'll come, soon leads to a deeper horror. The protagonist's life is not real. His past, his memories, his grief, they were all manufactured, carefully arranged to create a vessel. Because the Empty Man doesn't haunt. He inhabits. This film reframes possession into something colder. Not a spirit taking over, but the realization that you were never someone to begin with. You were built. Chosen not for who you are, but for how empty you can become. It's cosmic horror stripped of gore and filled with implication. If consciousness is a signal, then who or what is broadcasting it? What waits on the other side? And when he finally realizes what he is, it's not terror that arrives, but silence. Because the truth isn't that he's being controlled, it's that he never had control to lose. It's a Good Life. In It's a Good Life, cosmic horror takes the form of a child. Not a monster, not a god, just a 6-year-old boy with infinite power and no understanding of the world he shapes. Anthony Fremont can read your mind. He can twist the laws of nature. He can erase you from existence with a thought. And worst of all, he thinks it's fun. The terror here isn't in violence or malice, but in indifference. Anthony doesn't mean harm, he simply doesn't understand it. His whims become the new laws of reality, and the adults around him, his parents, neighbors, friends, are forced to live in cheerful fear, praising every monstrous act to survive. This is Lovecraftian horror through the lens of innocence. Not evil, but omnipotence without comprehension. Anthony is a stand-in for the uncaring universe. He doesn't hate you, he just doesn't notice your suffering. And if he does, it means you're already gone. But perhaps the most haunting part is the townspeople themselves. They adapt, they smile, they celebrate the snow that kills their crops. They call every horror a good thing. Because in the face of an unknowable power, humanity doesn't resist. It conforms. And that's the real loss. At the Mountains of Madness. Lovecraft's At the Mountains of Madness is not just a tale of terror, it's a eulogy for human significance. The story follows an Antarctic expedition that uncovers the remnants of a civilization older than Earth itself. Towering cities, strange murals, and frozen bodies reveal a truth that shatters every myth of human exceptionalism. The beings who built these ruins, the elder things, arrived billions of years before us. They created all life on Earth, not from benevolence or curiosity, but as raw material. We were never chosen. We were engineered. But the horror doesn't stop there. These alien gods were themselves overthrown by their own creations, the Shoggoths, biological slaves who evolved beyond their control. Through ancient art and dead language, we learn that Earth is just one failed experiment in a vast, cold cosmos. We are not the apex. We are not the center. We are the byproduct of forgotten ambition. And as the explorers flee from still-living horrors in those ruins, they glimpse something even worse beyond the mountains, something that suggests there's no end to what lies above us in the cosmic food chain. The universe, it turns out, is not just indifferent. It is layered in hierarchies of fear, and we are far from the top. Amnesia. The dark descent begins not with fear, but with forgetfulness. You wake in a castle with no memory, only a letter written by your past self. Kill Alexander. But the true horror is not what stalks you in the dark. It's what you chose to forget. The deeper you descend, the more you uncover a truth worse than any monster. You are not innocent. You invited this. You begged for it. The castle is more than stone. It's a mirror. Every creaking hallway, every tortured cry reflects pieces of a soul broken by guilt. You see, amnesia doesn't erase the past. It buries it. And like all buried things, it rots. There are no jump scares here, only the realization that your mind is fracturing because it can't hold the weight of what you did. And the monsters? They're not chasing you. They're echoes of victims, regrets, and the cosmic forces you disturbed. In the end, the terror isn't that you forgot. It's what you remembered. The man in the wall. The man in the wall doesn't enter your world. He waits for you to enter his. A haunting presence from Warframe's universe. He doesn't strike or scream. He appears in reflections, in thoughts, in the corners of your eye where you were sure nothing moved. He speaks without voice. He smiles without reason. And worst of all, he makes you curious. Because he knows you'll keep looking. This entity isn't a ghost or demon. He's something older. An echo of the void itself, a place beyond space and logic, where thought becomes matter and perception is a weapon. He visits the Tenno not to harm, but to unravel. What he wants is unknown. Maybe he wants nothing at all. Maybe you are the entertainment. The true terror of the man in the wall is not that he's watching, but that you start watching back. You begin to question your memories, your mind, yourself. And as you chase him through your own reflection, one question lingers. When did he first appear, and was he always there? Because in the world of the void, the trap isn't fear, it's understanding. Necromorphs. In dead space, death is not the end. It's only the beginning of transformation, of infection, of grotesque rebirth. The necromorphs aren't just monsters. They are corpses rewritten by an alien signal, reprogrammed into weapons by a cosmic force that sees flesh as clay. The markers, strange alien obelisks, emit more than power. They transmit madness, whispers, visions. They drive the living insane and the dead into new forms, limbs twisted, eyes gone, purpose overwritten. But what truly makes necromorphs horrifying is the loss of self. Victims don't simply die, they become unwilling parts of a larger intelligence. A hive mind with one goal, convergence. To erase individuality. To fuse all life into one unthinking organism. The terror isn't just being hunted. It's knowing that your body will be used. Your memories repurposed. Your identity consumed. This is body horror wrapped in cosmic horror, a nightmare of transformation where death brings no peace and resistance is futile. Because the markers don't destroy, they convert. And once they've called to you, you're already part of them. The King in Yellow. The King in Yellow isn't a monster. He's an infection, not of flesh, but of perception. Born from a curse play of the same name, he doesn't chase you or kill you. He waits in the margins of fiction, behind the mask of beauty, beneath the weight of art that should not exist. To read the play is to open a door in your mind that cannot be closed. The first act lulls you in. The second steals your sanity. And beyond that, there is no you left to understand what happens next. The king himself is never fully seen. Draped in yellow, his masked flank, he is a void given form. He haunts the city of Carcosa, a dreamlike place where time runs backward and logic dissolves. His influence doesn't come in the form of violence, but disintegration. He unwrites your world. His terror lies in subtlety, a phrase half remembered, a line that echoes too long, a dream that follows you into waking. He is the embodiment of art that wounds, of truth that shatters. In his presence, madness isn't a fall, it's an invitation. And the worst part? You chose to look. You turned the page. We hope you enjoy listening to this creepy episode. If you enjoyed the video, Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Talking about these horrifying beings is starting to get to me a little. Let's hope I don't have nightmares tonight again.